In the previous class, some time back, we spoke about linear regression, and I gave a small introduction, and I run through this particular PPT. And today we are going to talk about the how to interpret the results of regression. And before we go into the interpretation part of a regression, let's understand some of the examples of linear regression. Okay. Now, before we understand what is regression, let's understand correlation. Let's understand correlation. Now, what do you mean by correlation? Correlation is nothing but it's the relationship between two variables. It's a relationship between two variables. Okay. So here the example which I have got for you is advertisement amount spent and sales. Okay. Now, what do you mean by advertisement amount and sales? It means that advertisement is going to have an impact on the sales of the company. That is what is my assumption. So sales is the one which gets affected, and this can be predicted by using another variable called as advertisement. So if you spend a lot on advertisement of the company's product, there it can be having a positive impact on the sales of the company. So the dependent variable is the sales, and the independent variable in our case is advertisement. Hope you have understood the basic example. Now another example I am giving is how research and R&D. There is a R&D division in the department in the company, and research and development expenditure and advertisement and sales are the three variables. So if you spend a lot of amount on advertisement of the product and you spend a lot of amount on research and development, probably you come out with new products, and then the company is going to witness a huge impact, positive impact on the sales of the company. This is what is our assumption. So research amount spent and advertisement amount spent would be having a positive impact on the sales. So there is a correlation between these variables. So one is dependent variable sales. So sales is dependent on research, I am assuming, and advertisement, I am assuming. So these two are independent variables. In the same way, in the same way, the number of hours worked are studied by the student for the preparation of the examination will will have a direct impact on the marks secured. So more marks will be secured if you spend more amount of money. Sorry, more amount of hours on study. If you spend less hours on study, then you are going to get negative marks or low marks. So there is a dependent variable, there is an independent variable. Marks is your dependent variable, and number of hours studied is the independent variable. The independent variable is going to be if impacting the or affecting the dependent variable. That is the number of hours is the independent variable which is going to impact the dependent variable, which is marks. Next one. Next one is in the same way. I have taken three variables: number of hours spent on preparation of the examination, number of hours slept during the examination, and marks secured. So the more the number of hours you have studied for or prepared for the examination or devoted for the examination, the number of hours you spent on sleeping during the examination will have a direct impact on the marks. You popularly know, I will not explain this. Here there are three variables. One is number of hours studied, number of hours spent, and its and the marks you have secured. So these three will be having an impact. So these two are going to impact one, which is marks secured. Okay. So there is a correlation. Probably there is a correlation. Correlation in the sense, for example, in the very first semester you spoke about law of demand. You spoke about law of supply. What do you mean by law of demand? The law of demand states that if there is a change in the price of the commodity, then the quantity demanded will change. So I am using the word change. Change is nothing but vary. So correlation is varying. So we there at that point studied that because of change in the price of the commodity, the quantity demand of the commodity will also change. So change in one particular variable is going to have a change in the other variable. So one is dependent variable and one is independent variable. So we are going to experiment on the independent variable, and then because of this experimentation we will find out what is happening to the independent dependent variable. So commission, another example. See, why I am telling all these examples is because research, if you want to carry out a successful research, a more positive research, and you want to come out successfully in summer internship project, dissertation, or PhD or MPhil, you should have these tools, knowledge about these tools, knowledge about regression, knowledge about correlation, knowledge about statistics. I just now saw that Sir Prem Sir was talking about correlation. So there is a correlation: commission paid and sales target achieved. If you pay, it is assumed that if you pay good amount of commission to the good percentage of commission to the sales executive or salesperson, then it is going to have a direct impact. It will have a direct impact on the sales target achieved. More commission you pay, more percentage of commission you pay, more will be the sales. Okay, so many examples are there. Now another example from the finance point of view. From the finance point of view, I am taking a small example. You can just view it. The example is whether there is a correlation between profit and market price. Whether there is a correlation between profit and market price. So if the profits are increasing on a quarter on quarter basis, or on a half yearly basis, or on a annual basis, then we can witness that there is a significant impact on the market price of the share. The market price of the share also tends to increase. In the similar fashion, if the profits remains constant, the market price of the share will also remain constant. And on the contrarian, if the profits of the company show a declining trend, or there is a downtrend in the profits of the company, then it is going to have a negative impact on the market price of the share. What does it mean? It means that the profits are decreasing and the market price also is decreasing. So there is a direct relationship. Now another example is, now from HR point of view and finance point of view and from marketing point of view, I have combined an example for you people. So the example is commission paid to the salesperson, number of hours of training imparted to the salesperson, and how much of the sales target the salesperson or the sales executive has achieved. So if you pay, it is assumed that if you pay good amount of commission or lucrative handsome commission to the salesperson, then he is going to work dedicatedly because he's highly motivated, because he's getting monetary benefits, and it is going to have a positive impact on the sales. On the same line, if I am going to give, if the HR manager is able to identify that this particular salesperson requires training program to be important because he is lacking in knowledge about the product and services of the company, and some extra efforts hours are dedicated for the training of the salesperson, then this certainly is going to have an impact, positive impact on the sales of the company and the sales target achieved by the salesperson. So there are two independent variables, and the dependent variable is the sales target achieved by the company. Okay. Now another example, general example about the weather conditions and its impact on the crop per acre or hectare. If there is a sufficient rainfall in during the monsoon, that is it is going to have a positive effect on the crop output per acre or per hectare. Means what? If there is inadequate rainfall during a particular season of monsoon, then it is going to have a negative impact on the crop output. So one is dependent variable and one is independent variable. In the same fashion, we are going to talk about another example, which is where I have added one more independent variable, which is fertilizer. So rainfall plus good amount of fertilizer will have a good impact on the crop produced, and adverse impact will be there if there is inadequate or scarce rainfall and less amount of fertilizer is used. So here whatever you have discussed that one is the dependent variable and one is the independent variable, and which is called also called as predictor variable. It now regression or correlation. I will tell you about regression now. So there is a correlation which we spoke about. Now we are going to talk about regression. Regression is nothing but it's a prediction technique. It's a prediction technique or a forecasting technique which is applied in social research. Okay, we will not go into the definition of social research because in the first semester we have studied. But now, what do you mean by prediction or forecasting technique? Now, please remember, by using regression, we can predict the future developments. For example, I will give you a small example and then you can understand it. Last 10 years, the profits are last 10 years the profits are like this. For example, the profits are like this. Now the profit for the last 10 years, 1, 2, 3 years, first year, second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year, the profits are 10 crores, 15 crores, 20 crores, 25 crores, and 30 crores. Now what has happened? Now profit we have seen, and now we are talking about, now we are going to talk about profit with correlation with our market price of the equity share. See, it is generally assumed that, as I've already told this point, that as the profit increases, the demand for this particular share on the stock exchange will increase, and we have witnessed that when the company has made a profit of 10 crores, the market price was 100 rupees. Now there is another increase of 15 crores. The market price has become 110, now 120, and now 130, and now 140. Like this, which is the trend we have witnessed. Now in the sixth year, that is in the year 2020, we have witnessed that the profit of the company is 10 crores. Then, as I have told that this is a regression, is a prediction technique or forecasting technique, or you can foresay what will happen to the market price. So by using our regression technique, we can find out that by using this previous data, we'll come to know what is the market price of the share. This is possible by using a technique called as regression analysis. Regression technique, if it is employed, then we can find out what is the market price. Okay. So for the previous examples also, you can use the same technique. Now, the famous equation which is used in regression technique is, just remember this particular formula. This formula is very, very important. This formula is very, very important. What is this formula? This is the dependent variable. This is the dependent variable. This is the dependent variable. Why is the dependent variable? This is what we are going to forecast. This is what we are going to predict. And why x is the independent variable. This is the independent variable. This is the independent variable. Now we have data of independent variable, and we find out the regression coefficient of x on y, and we find out the intercept, and then with this example we plug in the values of x, and from this we will find out the value of y. Now the simple, if you look, or if you are finding it difficult to find out this formula to remember, just remember a formula: y is equal to a plus bx. Y is equal to a plus bx, where x is equal to independent variable and y is called as a dependent variable. And we will find out the value of b, and we will find out the value of a, and we have the values of x, and with this we will find out the value of y. Okay, so in this particular session we are going to determine the values of y based upon a, b, and x. Let's move ahead. So now here, this particular slide speaks about only one dependent variable, one independent variable, which is x. X is only the single independent variable which is going to impact the independent variable. For example, net profit is going to impact the price. So for our study, we have only taken one independent variable, sorry. So this is called a simple regression, simple linear regression, because we have only one predictor variable or one independent variable. When we have only one independent variable in our study which tries to forecast the value of the dependent variable, then we call it as a simple linear regression. Simple linear regression. On the top of it, you can see. Now, what do you mean by a multiple regression analysis? So, multiple regression is nothing but there are more than one independent variable, more than one independent variable, more than one independent variable. Then, when you are employing more than one independent variable to predict the dependent variable, then it is called as multiple regression. Multiple regression, because we have employed multiple independent variables. So a multiple regression equation is like this: y is equal to b0 plus b1 x1 plus b2 x2 plus dash 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 up to bn x1, where x1 x2 x3 x4 so on and so forth up to xn are all independent variables, and all these independent variables are predicting the dependent variable, and there is only one dependent variable, please remember. Okay, so you have got the equation now. Y is equal to dependent variable. You are going to find out the value of the dependent variable by using all the independent variables x1 x2 x3 x4 so on and so forth up to xn, and we will find out intercept. I will not go into the details of intercept because these calculations I am going to do in the next forthcoming slides. Next one is B1, B2, B3, B4, B5, Bn are the coefficients of x1, x2, x3 respectively, and n is the number of independent variables. These are number of independent variables. Hope you have understood till so far. Now we can find out the value of x, y, slope and coefficient, that is intercept, by using statistical software. Okay. Now this is very an example which I have taken for our study purpose. So there are independent variables and dependent variables, and the data is in front of you. The data is in front of you. This is of 2016, the data of 2017, 2018, 2019, and sorry, this is 15. I will take. This is 16. This is 17. This is 18. This is 19. Okay. Now data of 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19 are there, and during 2015 we have spent this much of amount. The company has spent this much of amount on advertisement, and this is the sales what they have registered. This is the sales what they have registered when they have spent an advertisement of 200 crores. When they spent in the year 2017 300 crores on advertisement, this is the sales they have registered. In the year 2014 and 18, sorry, when they spent 400 crores, the sales registered was 40,000 crores. And in the 2019 year, when they spent 500 crores on the advertisement, when the advertisement budget was 500 crores, the company registered a sales of 50,000 crores. Now there can be n number of questions which are there in our mind, which we want to solve. For example, in the next year, if I am going to spend in the year 2020, if I am going to spend on advertisement 1,000 crores, what will happen to my sales? How much will be the sales I will register? Or on the vice versa, if the company has having a target of 1 lakh crores in the subsequent year, that is in the year 2020, then how much they should spend on the advertisement so that they can achieve this target. So you, in the first case, I wanted to find out the value of y with the help of a given x, which is 1,000 crores. In the subsequent question, I wanted to find out the value of x based upon the assumed value of y. So this is possible by using the equation y is equal to a plus bx. And why only x I have written? Because This is one independent variable which is affecting the dependent variable, which is sales. Now, I will, by looking at this particular slide, everybody on this earth can simply answer the question by simply looking at the slide and the numeric data. Everybody on this earth can answer this question. What is the question? कि नेक्स्ट ईयर अगर मेरा 600 करोड़ का एडवर्टाइजमेंट का एक्सपेंडिचर अगर 600 करोड़ का है तो मेरा सेल्स कितना होने वाला है. सो नाउ द पॉइंट इज, इफ आई स्पेंड इन द नेक्स्ट ईयर 600 crores, what will happen to my sales figure? How much is the sales I am going to register? Now, for every increase of 100 crores, if you look carefully, for every increase of 100 crores, the sales has increased by 10,000 crores. The sales has increased by 10,000 crores. So, if I spend another 100 crores in the next year, my sales will increase by another 10,000 crores. So, my sales will be 60,000 crores. My sales will be 60,000 crores. So, there is no big deal in solving this problem. But this is only for 5 years. The data which is given in the example is only for 5 years, so you can do it manually also. But if the data runs into some 30-40 years and the data is not predictable like this, the data which is predictable, then can you find out? No, it's not possible to find out manually. Then you have to apply a rule. You have to apply. You have to use MS Excel for solving the problem. You have to use MS Excel, and in MS Excel we are already shown that by employing statistical tool called as regression, by downloading data analysis tab, you can find out the value of y from the given value of x, and we can even find out the equation y is equal to a plus bx. Okay, now I will go to Excel, and then on Excel I will insert this data, and then uh, I will work out for you the answer. The answer. Okay. So just look at this. I'm just now. Uh, 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 I'm just moving to Excel, and then we will work on this. Okay. Just a moment, please hold on. Just a moment, please hold on. Okay. Just a moment, please hold on. Uh, Present a window, and now I am going to do on Excel this particular part. Hope you are able to see the Excel. If yes, please respond yes. Are you able to see the Excel? Prem sir, are you able to see the Excel? Prem sir, are you able to see the Excel?
Yes, sir.
Now I am inserting the data. Are you able to see the Excel?
Yes, sir.
Very good. So what I am doing, I am inserting the data, and then I am going to find out the value of it. So please look very carefully what I am doing. Very, very important, because a limited number of people on this earth can teach statistics, and statistics is very, very important. So this is X, the independent variable, and this is the Y, which is the dependent variable. This is the advertisement. This is the advertisement. Hope you are able to see the screen. This is the sales. Now, first and foremost, we are going to find out. First and foremost, we are going to find out uh, equation. We are going to find out y is equal to a plus bx. That is what we are going to find out. Y is equal to a plus bx. That is the regression equation which we are going to draw, or we are going to find out. Before that, I will plot this on, or I will plot the values of this advertisement and sales on a graph, and let's see how the graph is indicating. Okay, so insert graph scatter plot. and then this one. Now look this. So at 100 rupees, at 100 crore sale, the profit was 10,000 crores. At 200 crores of advertisement, the profit was 20,000. At 300 crores, 30,000. At 400 crores, 40,000. And at 500 crores, it is 50,000. Okay. Now, if you look, it is going upward. This is going upward. So I am going to draw a regression equation. I am going to draw a line, trend. I am going to add a trend line. I am going to add a trend line. Please look carefully. So I have added a trend line. Okay. Now I want to find out the equation of y is equal to a plus bx. So what I am going to do, look carefully. I am going to tick display equation on chart and display r square value on chart. I will tell you the importance of this too. Just please attention. So you got an equation y is equal to 100x and r square is equal to 1. You can, if you are able to see, you will get y is equal to 100x and r square is equal to 1. Means what? The equation is in front of you. Y is equal to a plus bx, where y is equal to a is 0, b is 100 and x is x. So if I substitute x value in the equation y is equal to 100x, I will come to know what is the value of y. Again, I am repeating, it's very important. Again, I am repeating, it's very important. All these particular session videos will be made available on YouTube. Need not worry. You can go through, you can understand it. So here, this is my 21st video which I am uploading. Even the income tax subject also is been uploaded from time to time. Okay. Now we have got the equation y is equal to 100 plus y is equal to 100x and r square is equal to 1. But I will show you once again. With this you will understand. So what you have to do, you have to go to insert in the MS Excel, go to scatter plot and go to the first one and plot like this. But before, this is not plotting because you have not selected the data. So that is the mistake you have done. So select the data. This is the data which you have. You select it. Number one, go to insert and go to scatter plot and do like this. So you get an equation. Next one is on the dots you press, you will get button like this and take a right click. Take a right click and you will get add trend line. So add a trend line. You will get a trend line like this. Now there is a box which has opened. On this, if you look carefully here, you can even take display equation on the chart, which is y is equal to a plus bx. So the moment I asked for display the equation on the chart, it will on the chart it is appearing y is equal to 100x, and I am asking to display r squared value on the chart is equal to, you will get r square is equal to 1. So if r square is equal to 1, can anybody tell what is r? Can anybody tell the value of r? If r square is equal to 1, what is the value of r? Okay, if r square is equal to 1, then automatically r is equal to 1. Now this is the way you have found out the equation. The equation is equal to y is equal to a. We don't have a, means a is equal to 0 plus and b is 100 and x. So this is the equation. This is the equation we got by using Excel sheet. So I am highlighting it, very useful, and I am increasing the font size. So this is the equation which is similar to this of a is equal to 0, a is equal to 0 and b is equal to 100. B is equal to 100. Now you want to find out, if I spend 600 crores, then what will happen to my sales? So what you have to do? You need not do anything. Use this formula. Use this particular formula which I am highlighting. Y is equal to 0 plus 100x. So you want to find out y. So y is equal to, so I am substituting y is equal to 0 plus 100. And what is the value of x? If x is equal to 600, what will happen to my y? So how to use this equation? That is equal to y is equal to 0. That is equal to 0 plus 100 into 600 is equal to, you get 60,000 rupees. So here, when you spend 600 crores, the predicted or forecasted sales will be 60,000 crores. So this is the beauty. This is the beauty of regression. So just you have to use the data. Now another way of finding out the regression equation, y is equal to a plus bx. There are another two ways, but I will be showing you another one way. Just look at this data and look at the way I have using the Excel sheet. In Excel sheet, we have something called as data. Now I have gone to the top. You got file, home, insert, page layout, formulas, and data. You just click data, and data, after you click, go to the extreme right, and here you will get data analysis, and you click on data analysis. You get data analysis here. So you click data analysis, you will get a toolbar or a box like this, and the box is you got so many data analysis tools. You got so many data analysis tools. The data analysis tools are ANOVA, single factor, ANOVA, two factor, ANOVA, two factor with replication, correlation, covariance, descriptive statistics, exponential smoothing, F test, two sample for variance, histogram, t test, paid sample t test, regression, and many other things. Moving average, rank, so on and so forth. Now, first today we will be doing about correlation. In the Prem sir class, we was talking about correlation, the formula he was showing. Now, it's very difficult to remember the formulas. Let Prem sir remember it, but I will do it by using this option called as regression. So sorry, correlation. So correlation के ऊपर मैंने क्लिक किया और मैंने ओके किया, तो एक विंडो अभी बाहर आया, एक विंडो आया, एक विंडो. तो अभी इनपुट रेंज, it is asking for input range. It is asking for input range. So what I am going to do, I am selecting the data on which I want to do the correlation, whether there is, how much correlation is there between x variable, that is the independent variable, and y variable, which is the dependent variable, which is sales. So I will drag this data like this, and next I will go to column. So I am doing correlation column wise, column E and column F. So column के ऊपर click किया. Now I am going to click on labels. Now why labels? Because why labels? Because why label? Because I am taking this also, x and y as a label. X and y as a label. So I am clicked even on x on the label also. Next one is, the next one is output range. Now you have employed on this data correlation. You have employed on this data correlation. So now it is going to automatically calculate what is the correlation between x-axis and y, sorry, x variable, that is the independent variable, and y variable, which is the dependent variable, and then it is going to give the output. Now where do you want the output? So click on this and select any cell randomly which can give you the output. So here I have selected C15 is the place where I want the output, and then I clicked on OK. So the relationship is in front of you. The relationship of the correlation between x-axis, x variable, and y variable, x variable is always 1. There is no discussion on this. Now what about this? What about this? This is very important. The correlation between y and x is, the correlation between y and x is how much? 1. Means it is having a strong correlation. Please remember the rule for correlation is the correlation should be between -1 and +1. -1 indicates there is a strong negative relationship, and +1 indicates there is a strong positive relationship. So please remember it is a rule that correlation will always lies between -1 and +1. -1 speaks that there is a strong negative relationship between the dependent variable and the independent variable or the variables. And if it is tending to +1, then it speaks that it's a very positive relationship, very, very strong relationship. If one increases, the other increases. On in case of negative relationship, one increases, the other decreases. Okay. So in this case, the correlation between y and x is 1, means strong relationship between advertisement and sales. So you got correlation. You can do correlation like this. Now today we are going to talk about regression. Now regression, how do we do regression? Again, go to data. Now go to data analysis. See, again I'm repeating: file, home, insert, page, formulas and data. So here you have data. You click on data, and you click on data and go to the extreme right, and here you will come to know there is a tool called as data analysis tool. So there is two: data analysis tool and solver also I am going to use in the future, because 99% of the faculties don't know what is a solver and how to use a data analysis. So, and even the students also, but it is very, very important when we do logistic regression or multiple or multiple regression, or complicated regression, or a simple linear regression. So a mathematician, a statistician, and a faculty who is doing research, and a student who wants to do a research, good research in SIP during SIP and dissertation should know this statistical tool like data analysis and solver, because these are open source tools and they are easily available and it can be exploited and explored. Now I am going to run regression. So go to data analysis, click on it and scroll down and go. This is alphabetically they are ordered: ANOVA, covariance, descriptive statistics, and histogram. Then R. If you go to R after MNOPQRRR, regression. So click on regression and then click OK. Then you got a box like this. Then you have to use this box for inserting the data. So y axis, so input y range. So जो y range है वो डिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल है, उसको पूरा सेलेक्ट करो. तो आया, मैंने सेलेक्ट किया. So F2 to F7 I have taken. Next one is input range x. So click on the box input x range and x को collect करो, select करो. वो भी select किया. Now you want labels? Yes, I have selected a label x and label y. X is independent variable and y is dependent variable. Click labels. Constant is 0, ignore it. Confidence level, ignore it. Now you want your output. So click on output. Output means the Excel program will program the data and give you the output. Now where should be the output? तो output कहाँ चाहिए? तो मैंने कहाँ क्लिक किया? ये 20 सेल के ऊपर, 19 या 20 सेल के ऊपर जाके क्लिक किया. Number 1. Now ignore the rest. Next is residuals. This is very, very important and I will explain in the next class, but just I'm clicking on it and then I will say okay. So now जो मैंने R इधर फाइंड आउट किया था, आर स्क्वायर इधर आया 1 आया ना. आर स्क्वायर मैंने बताया था जब मैंने ग्राफ डाला था, आर स्क्वायर आया था, आर स्क्वायर इज 1. तो इधर भी 1 आया, इधर भी 1 आया. सो बाय डूइंग graphical way or data analysis tool, you will get the same values. Next one is look at the intercept. Look at this is A. So this is A. Now we had an equation y is equal to A plus bx. Y is equal to A plus bx. So we are now finding out from the regression what we have employed. what is the formula or the equation y is equal to bx. So for this, you have to study or go through this particular table. This particular table you have to go through, and I am highlighting it. Please carefully look at this. So you got an now you got the value of x. This is x value and this is intercept value. Y is equal to a plus bx. This is a and this is x value. So substitute y is equal to a plus bx. So here y is equal to a. A is this much, minus 3.64 infinity 12 times. So it is almost 0. So a is equal to 0. A is equal to 0 or intercept is equal to 0. A is equal to 0 or intercept is equal to 0. B. B is equal to, now B is nothing but the coefficient of x. The coefficient of x, which is 100. So B is equal to 100. And then now substitute in the equation y is equal to a is equal to 0 plus b. B is 100 and multiply it with x. So this is the equation, you got it. So y is equal to a plus bx. So please remember, you can develop or generate a regression coefficient, a regression equation by using data analysis tool. By using data analysis tool in Excel. So I have used two methods. One is graphical method and got this equation. I got this equation. I used a data analysis tool and I got a similar equation. Now another way of finding out the coefficient which is 0, sorry, the intercept which is 0 and the coefficient which is 100. So please look very, very carefully. I am again using the third way of getting the coefficient of x and the constant value or the intercept which is a. So there is a command called as slope. So I have typed the sorry, not slope. I am finding out. First one is intercept. There is in case of Excel, there is a there is a tool called tool. What we call it? We have a formula called as intercept. So you have to just type intercept is equal to intercept in a particular cell where you want to have your result. So you have a command. This is, and you have to just type a command 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 is equal to intercept and put a bracket, and then it is underneath written known values of y and known values of x, and then close it. So first is known values of y. I am selecting the known values of y, which is 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000. Then I separated them by a comma, and then known values of x. So 100, 200, 300, and 400, and then close it. So how much is the constant I got? 0. So in that case also, I got a is equal to 0. In the graphical also, I got a is equal to 0. And when I use data analysis tool also, I got a is equal to 0. And when I use the command intercept or constant, I got the same value, which is 0, just by employing is equal to intercept, drag the values of y and drag the values of x. Now last one is, I want to find out the third way of determining or finding out the slope or the coefficient of x. The coefficient of x, when I used graphical method and by using data analysis, got 100. Now shall I get the same result by using the third technique? Okay, let's see. Is equal to, the command is slope, bracket start, known values of y and known values of x, drag it and close it. You got 100. So beautiful. So if somebody is teaching you one way, I can teach 3 ways. So this is the way we can do it. So you can find out the values of a and b, where y is equal to a plus bx, a is equal to 0, 3 ways: graphical way, data analysis tool, and command, I got the same answer. And in the same way, when I am using it, when I am using I am trying to find out the slope or coefficient of x, I when I used graphical method as well as statistical tool, data analysis tool method, and by using command, I got same 100. So hope you have understood till so far. And if you have not understood, keep on visiting my YouTube and subscribe to my channel, and keep on visiting, and you will master the art of data analysis. Now, the most important one is, sir, you found out here r square is equal to 1. R square is equal to r square is equal to 1. You found out that r square is equal to 1. If you look very carefully here in the graph, you have found out r square is equal to 1. Now, r square is equal to 1 means what? Another 3 minutes are there. I will just touch upon the most important point of this topic, which is r square. Now, r square is equal to 1. What does it mean? It means that the predicted model is 100% accurate. If r square is 0, means the prediction model is not able to predict the model. It's not a good prediction model. Means it is not going to be, this particular independent variable will not be able to predict the dependent variable. If r square is something like 0.8, means 80%, means this prediction model is very good. It can predict to the extent of 80%. Means if there is a change in the independent variable, then independent variable is going to be predicted to the accuracy of almost 80%. So if you get r square is equal to 1, means it is a 100% perfect model. You need not add any other independent variables. Whereas if r square is tending to be less than 0 or less than 0.04, that is 40%, then the model is able to is only strong to the extent of only 40%. So this is the way you have to decipher and understand it. So I will give a small example. I am giving a small example. For example, now sales figure advertisement I have written as 100, 210, 250, 300, and 400. And sales I have written like this: 250, 500, 595, and 1000. Now, now 500 crores if I am going to spend. How much is the sales which is going to take place? Now, here the sales which has taken place, for example, is 1500. Okay, actual sales figure is 1500, but by using the data analysis tool, I came to know that it is only 1200. तो कितना है एक्चुअल में कितना है? दिस इज द एक्चुअल, it is the actual, but how much it is predicting? It is only predicting 1200 crores. Means what? The prediction is it should have predicted this as 1500, but this has predicted only as 1200. It should have predicted 1500, because this has been the actual, but this particular model has predicted 1200 by employing this particular formula. So there is an error between the actual sales and the predicted sales. So there is a error in the prediction equation. So the error should be less. The error should be less. If the error is said to be less, then it is a very good model, or the equation is very strong. The equation is able to predict the dependent variable very accurately. But on the contrarian, if the predictor is not able to predict, and then because of this the error will be very high. For example, the prediction kitna kya 1200 or actual be 1200 hai, means what? Both are same. Actual also is same, and prediction also is same. So it is able to actually predict the actual sales. So both actual and predicted sales are equal. So this is the importance of regression. And with this I am going to stop, and if you have any doubts, You can ask questions, and I'm putting this video. This is my 22nd video, if I'm correct, on the YouTube. You can